Okay, so welcome to White Isle Discs, Stephen, our maestro and the conductor of Urban Soul Orchestra. Hey mate, how are you?
Hi Sam, nice to be with you today. Nice to see you.
Oh, is that your studio? It looks very fancy.
Yeah, well, this is where the magic happens. This is where I kind of write and do all the arranging for the shows. This is where I work.
Brilliant. So how has lockdown been going for you so far?
Well, you know, I'm quite used to working from home. A lot of my work is arranging and orchestrating, so we've been doing a lot of that. I just started on some songs for next year's shows when lockdown happened, so I took advantage of that, and we've been doing some really fun projects with Classical Ibiza, like the lockdown videos of all the musicians in their own houses. So we've been putting those out, and we got quite lucky with Liam Gallagher. So that album's #1. The album that we did with him last year at Hull is the MTV Unplugged album with Liam. That went to #1 last week as well. So that's been a nice little lift.
Amazing.
All cancelled gigs, but that was a good thing. And then we did a great track with a guy called Michael Gray, The Weekend. I Can't Wait for the Weekend to Begin. It was out in 2004, but he's redone it with strings, and so that was a lovely project during lockdown as well.
Amazing. Well, you've been really busy.
Yeah, we keep busy. There's always stuff to do.
I've just been eating biscuits, really.
There's been a bit of that, clearly.
And so a little bit of background for people maybe that don't know the ins and outs of Urban Soul Orchestra. You guys are so amazing because really, like, you were absolutely key in doing all the strings for so many of the rave acts and the big dance acts in 90s Ibiza. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the artists that you've worked with before and how that all went down?
Sure. Well, when I left Guildhall back in 1922, whenever it was called my first, doesn't matter, it's just numbers. Yeah, exactly. I was very lucky. My first gig was with a band called the Reggae Philharmonic Orchestra, and we were doing the strings for Soul to Soul. So my first studio session, the first record I ever played on, was Feel Free, Doreen, and then there's the Back to Life, Keep on Moving, which were on Volume 1 Club Classics. And then that just spawned very quickly, you know, Gabrielle Dreams, we're working with Take That, Spice Girls, China Black Searching, E17, I don't know if you remember that. So
I haven't heard of any of these artists. Small fry.
And then, you know, then it sort of came into the Ibiza time, very much sort of in the 90s, and we started working with a lot more dance producers, like Nightmares on Wax. We did Lane Wee, which was iconic chill out track, which was amazing. Groove Armada. We've done 4 albums with them. We've just done their forthcoming album, which is going to be released soon. So, but it's great having such a heritage and history with them. We've done some iconic tracks with them, like we did the original Easy and Edge Hill, and I love their music. They're Groove Armada. They're just such cool guys. And then, you know, we had a couple of big hits with Black Water, you know, Open Your Heart, Open Your Mind, Let Love Flow Like the Sunshine. That was massive. That was with Octave One. That went global, and all the clubs were playing it. And then Full Intention, working with Michael Gray, as I just mentioned, on The Weekend. We did some really big songs. Ultra Nate, working with him. And then
Oh my God, all of them.
Jagger, Grace Jones, Shola Amma. It's a bit name dropping, but it's what we were doing.
Yeah.
You know, everyone was out in Ibiza having parties. We were at home in London, you know, doing the studio sessions, and it was a really nice scene back in London in the 90s. There was a really nice community of string players, and we'd all go and make these fantastic records with amazing people, and then all end up in the pub. And it was just, and it was a nice catch up. And I think we're missing that at the moment. That social scene where we go and meet and play, and you know, music is about, you know, it's a people thing. You've got to make music with people. It just makes it more interesting. That's why the Classical Ibiza shows are so much fun.
Yeah.
There's all the people.
So what do you miss most about not being on tour this summer?
Well, you know, the shows. The shows are just, you know, that's the thing we all love. Just coming together on stage, you know, with all the amazing production that they give us, which is fantastic, and just playing and working these orchestrations that I've been, you know, working on over the preceding months, and just bringing them to life, really, and just all the feedback from the audience as well. The audiences are so nice, and it's so nice to see thousands of people having just so much fun. And what's great is there's a lot of videos online that have been taken from the summertime live shows and the revival shows. And they're all lovely. It just looks like happy people having an amazing time and great music. So we had some really nice things lined up for this year. So, but they'll just have to wait till next year.
Yeah, and also I think 2021, I just think it's going to be like the summer of acid house and the roaring 20s and the 60s summer of love all rolled into one. Everyone's going to have so much need for release.
You're
and
so right.
let your hair down and dance your socks off. So it's going to be a great party.
I think you're so right, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I am ready.
Yeah, we are ready.
Maybe say a little bit about how we initially met, because I mean, we've been talking about a show like Classic Ibiza for a long time.
Sorry, Sam, you're just going to have to say that one more
right.
time.
So dodgy home internet. I was saying maybe say a little bit about how we initially met, and that just, you know, we wanted to do a show like Classic Ibiza together, Goldierocks and Urban Soul Orchestra, for a long time.
That's right. That's very true. Well, it was great when we met on at the Monaco Grand Prix on Richard Branson's yacht. It just always sounds funny saying that, but it. That was it. We were playing on an event, we were working together, and you know, we struck up a conversation, and it was lovely. I think we shared a vision very early on that there was a show there was something that we need to be doing something together. You know, there was definitely a synergy from day one, and it just, the way it came about, you know, being approached by Lisa and Revival Productions, it was just the perfect opportunity and the perfect platform as well, the perfect musical marriage. You know, we both come from those complementary places. You know, we need the dance brain and we need the music orchestra brain. And I like that,
dance brain. Only two cells in there, mate.
C and D, David Guetta's keyboard, yeah.
Tell us about the Classic Ibiza album, because there is a new one out, and if people are really missing the shows this summer, it's a wonderful way of tiding people over till we're back on tour.
Absolutely right. We did the first album in 2017 because we just felt that, you know, the shows were so nice and memorable. It was really important to have something that our audiences could take home and listen to after the show, just to bring back the memory of the show. And we were always going to do a second album in 2020. Which was released on March the 30th. It's called Classic Ibiza 2, Sundowners and Anthems. Exactly as you said, Sam, it's very much, you know, we're missing the shows this year, but it is a good way of kind of taking the show to you at home. You know, that's what we've done. And there's some, you know, it was an absolute pleasure to make that album, because we recorded the orchestra in December. And, you know, it was, once again, it's that social scene of everyone coming up come to the studio, and we're making this fantastic music. And it sounds like a happy album because everyone was so happy to be doing it. And, you know, all the music we've played, we've gigged it, we've done it on shows, we know what we're doing, and it just sounds I was very happy with the result. And the response has been really good on Spotify. It's available on Spotify, all major digital retailers, Spotify, Deezer, Google Play, Amazon, etc. But we've had some, you know, great response, and people love it, so go and listen to it.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, well, it's been lovely chatting to you. Finally, the last questions, because we are, you know, this is my makeshift tropical studio with my flamingo and my sailor hat. What would your White Isle disc be? So, a bit like Desert Island discs, but think White Isle, Ibiza. If you could have one track that you took with you when you were stranded in Ibiza to listen to, what would it be and why?
Well, I don't know. I quite like, I would say, on the one hand, I would say slip into something more comfortable, because it just says Desert Island to me. If you listen to that beginning, it's on the album. It's just got the sea washing and it's got those lovely lounge strings. But if I had to listen to that song over and over again, it might get a bit samey. So I'd probably go back to my classical roots. I know it's geeky, but my grandfather, he was a big influence, and he first introduced me to this piece. And it was kind of instrumental in me becoming a violinist. It's Beethoven Violin Concerto, David Oistrakh. And I would listen to that over and over again, because I snuck one past you there, Sam, because there's 3 movements in it. So lots to listen to.
Sneaky.
There you go.
Amazing. I love
in D.
I love that the conductor has picked something classical. That makes me really, really happy.
No standards, darling.
Well, so much love to you, Stephen. Thanks for speaking to us, and I hope to see you soon.
And you. Take care.